This is Daily Flash with Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Broadcasting worldwide and streaming. Daily Flash. Today's talk, tomorrow's trends.
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrea Jackson.
I am Mitch English. Welcome to Daily Flash. We got today's talk, tomorrow's trends. Hello.
We love to make you a big part of our show. We like your feedback.
Yep.
We like to hear from you.
Love
and the
it.
guy that can make it all happen, James Alexander.
I think I'm related to Willy Wonka, but
Dreams come true. Ooh, Keegan said, "You wish." If you watched yesterday, you know what we're talking about.
219 stations across this great country of ours, and American Forces Network across the globe. You can find us. You can also go to our website, dailyflashshow.com, and click on where to watch. And you can also sign off there as well. And, you know, you can do those little things called social media. You can like and subscribe and all that great stuff, too. Now, I want you to do all of that before you hit our question of the day and leave your comment. Are you ready?
Yes.
What's something you wish people understood about you? And
Oh, boy.
what's something
Where
you
do I
wish
begin?
people understood about you? That's hard.
That
That's
is
That's a
hard.
hard one. So, yeah, you got it. I see. You see it. You got
I
it.
think, you know, it's different. I think now that I've matured more, I think I had an issue with this when I was younger. You know,
Okay.
like, you know, a lot of people, they first impressions are whatever, and I'm like, I'm really not that kind of person. But it made me realize that it's all in optics, you know, and so that made me realize, okay, what am I portraying to people?
Yeah.
And it made me more conscious. And I envy people that do not care what people think about them. I'm a
don't
person
you?
that cares about what people think.
Oh,
And
yes.
I'm not saying that's good.
I
Yeah.
guess.
So I guess that is that I'm probably too good of a person.
I like it. Well, why not? Maybe that's what you
No, I'm
If
not.
that's what you
Anybody knows me, I'm not.
No,
that good.
I'm with you. I like, you know, there are people that just have no filter and
Yeah.
they can say and do what they want, and it seems like they get away with it because it is organic. It is who they really are. And so there's some people that can't get away with that sort of stuff. And so I just, I don't even know where I'm going with this.
I think people that do that, I respect if they're apologetic, if they learn something afterwards. Like,
Something
you know, I
going,
really
yes.
thought, and they come out and they say, you know what, I
Yeah.
used to think this way and I don't anymore, yada, yada. And I guess it's
Yeah.
gaining respect that way because then it tells me, you know, they're not just saying it to nowadays to get an audience.
Attention, yeah.
Is that how they really feel?
Yeah.
And that sort of thing. So I guess that would be, well, okay. Some people understood about me that I'm not, 6 foot. People usually they go, man, you're a lot shorter, and mine was, well,
yeah.
I'm even taller on the radio.
Yeah, no, that's a good answer. How
Do
about
you have something, James?
You know, for me is there's so many different things, but I kind of I'm an organized chaos kind of guy.
An organized chaos.
Okay.
Okay.
Organized
I believe
chaos.
that.
I
I
think
believe it.
you know when people see what people see on the outside is that's a lot. For me, I already have an organized
Compartmentalized. Yeah.
Yes, what you said.
That's a
So
hard one.
I have, and I have certain times for certain things, and I'm super organized, but it's just a lot of things that can be chaotic
Yeah.
sometimes.
I think a little bit. I remember I had a time struggling when people didn't believe that I was a deep person. Like I could be deep, I guess I should say. Like I do think more beyond than what I said.
Right.
And it's just because I used to say just, stupid stuff.
But I think that comes from like a comedy aspect
yeah.
too, because
Right,
doing
right.
comedy and doing bits and stand-up, I know you don't
Yeah.
do bits,
I'm
but,
do bits.
but I think sometimes it's hard for, like Jim Carrey is a perfect example.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have thought of Jim Carrey as an extremely deep
that's a
person
good-
early on, right?
Yeah,
Now,
the Truman
now
Show
he is.
was-
He's sort of gone the complete opposite direction. But from his standpoint of
agree
being
with
a physical
Yeah.
comedian, you don't think that it goes beyond that.
And you learn that as you get wiser.
Wiser. There you
And
go.
you think you're wise, and then
Yeah.
the kids below you, they don't think you're wise at all.
The ignorance is bliss thing, I think, is something that's like, oh gosh, there's so many people that can get through life like that. And it's,
When you love it, indeed,
yeah,
for sure.
Right.
Wow.
All right. Well, let us know what you think. This is a good one. We're sort of like, asking you a little something more personal
Yes.
today.
Yep.
All right, the SAVE Act has been something that's been in the headlines a lot lately, and a Democrat congressman was trying to prove a point about voter ID. Well, his take, requiring an ID to vote, would disenfranchise people who might be unable to get identification. Now, watch what happens when he asks this question.
So regardless about how you feel about voter ID, right? It's not about that. This is about ease of registration, right? The most common form of ID that everybody has is a driver's license, right? I'm of a different era. I'm of a different generation. I probably feel a little bit differently about it. But watch this. How many people in here do not have an ID? Right? Everybody has an ID.
And some say it's a law to have an ID, right? Yeah, you have to have an ID.
I mean, I'm not quite sure. Maybe this argument worked a decade ago, 2 decades ago, but I just, it's so crazy to me. It's like, you need an ID to go to the airport. You've got to have it anywhere you go. So,
Right.
I mean, James, your take on this.
For me, there's something called separation of church and state. You did say he was a pastor, right?
Yeah, pastor and a congressman,
So,
yeah.
I don't know why we doing this in churches, but for me, I just think, a lot of people, there's a lot of smoke and mirrors, so to speak, when it comes to a lot of this stuff. And I don't think he he was very, he had to be embarrassed by his little stunt on voter ID. This whole thing is becoming weird. I think politics itself is becoming weird now. People are just getting into it. They should just stay away from it. They have no real clue about it and just let it go.
Yeah, so we talked about late night recently taking kind of a hard left turn with Vince Vaughn talking about why late night's sort of taken a strange approach to things. Well, here's actress Meryl Streep on Stephen Colbert bumbling her way through her bizarre take on voter ID. Take a listen.
The Save America Act, if that passes, all the married women that have changed their names are going to have to go to the registrar and prove that they are who they are. In other words, to your voting registrar. This is what I understand. Otherwise, when you get to the voting booth in November, you might be disqualified.
What planet is she living on is what I want to know. And what era is she living in?
And I think a lot of this is to cause confusion or whatever.
Yes.
There's a push, obviously. It seems like if a good idea comes up, or if it came from the wrong side of their belief, then it's wrong. And we need to get to a place to where it's like, all right, maybe there is some good in all this.
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised how much this is not the only video I have seen, Meryl Streep. There's other going on social media and pretty much saying the same thing.
It's almost as if they send out a generic call to action, points. Right? And the talking points.
Talking points.
So, and then you can tell she's struggling to get through this whole thing because she's not quite sure what she's supposed to say.
Is interesting.
But don't you think she's sort of like, okay, what were those talking points again? What was I told? And here's what's interesting about that whole thing. Stephen Colbert said, hey, you can talk about anything. We have a few seconds left. Your new project, anything you want to talk about. And that's the thing she chooses to talk about?
I don't know.
Elizabeth Banks almost verbatim
said the same thing.
I'm telling you, almost verbatim what she just heard. And they gave it the little caveat, from what I understand.
From what I understand.
And so that covers them or whatever. But I am wholeheartedly 100%. On you that this is bullet points given out.
Yeah.
So and you know what? Listen, and we can't say that it doesn't happen on both sides.
Yeah.
It does. 100%.
I'll be honest with you. This is becoming such a mess to see all these people get into this. Get out of it. Stop.
Yeah.
Be a celebrity. Let me go to church. Let me go to the movies. Let me go to a comedy show without all the political BS. Because I just want to have fun. I need an escape. And if I can't escape there, where can I go?
But they have to feel important.
That makes it feel important.
Yes, it does. 100%.
But it also comes with a check too.
Yes, a big check.
Right.
Or zoning changes because you want
you want your
mansion to be, have a fence that you want to build up. And I say that, I know it sounds like a far-fetched,
it's not
but
too
it is
far-fetched.
if they know you're a celebrity comes with a lot of great benefits, and this is one of them, and having an open forum like that as well. And if you are watching, and to me, if I know they're Hollywood, unless they stand out, much like what Vince Vaughn is doing, it's just saying, look, there's too much left going on right now.
It is.
We got to be a more balanced country.
I don't see there's no harm in having the discussion, but when you've got somebody like that who doesn't seem to really know what she's talking about, and Mark Ruffalo is the same thing. He's very passionate about his politics, but I loved him as an actor, but he's hard to watch now because he's so extreme.
Read it 100% on that.
Read it for yourself.
Read it for yourself.
Read it for yourself.
Say that if you're a celebrity.
Read it for yourself.
All right, here's our read this for yourself. If you do our brain flash question, what famous brand name comes from the Greek goddess of victory?
It's not news. It's not nonsense. It's that weird place in between. Opinion-ish. Coming soon.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. Here is our brain flash question of the day. What famous brand name comes from the Greek goddess of victory? Okay, here we go. And the answer is Nike.
Yep.
All right, so congratulations if you got that one correct. Well, a few weeks ago, we took a peek into the future with a revolutionary move-in home construction and engineered living solution designed with modular components. Joining us now with more is Craig Brand of Mystic Enterprises. Craig, great to have you on the show. Welcome to Daily Flash.
Welcome. Good morning.
Tell us briefly
Thank you.
how these homes are constructed, because they're not built using traditional construction methods.
No, there's nothing traditional about these homes. These homes were designed really to be one's castle, a place of harmony, a place that you never want to leave. Basically, resort living inside inside your residence, physical residence. They're all built machine, robotic with AI touch. We have a saying that if you could draw it, we could build it. There's no dirt, there's no heavy equipment, there's no earth moving, except in order to put your platform or your foundation at the site. However, we use earth screws at the site instead of concrete foundations. It's better for the environment. It's actually better for your house. They're earthquake proof, and they go in real quick, and they're reusable.
So, Craig, how can the homes adapt as your family grows or maybe your needs change?
So everything is done robotically, and at the studio. So we're basically a science project, and the result of the science project is a customized prefabbed home. Everything is built on separate foundations. Everything is built with quiet and comfort in mind, and everything is snap-on. So if you want an extra room, we snap it on. If you want a gym, you want a spa, you want an extra bedroom, you want an extra TV room, you want a theater room, everything is custom built at the manufacturing site. It gets delivered, and then it's custom made so that a wall will come down or off, and then the next piece will snap on a separate base. So you always maintain that quietness, that independence, and the solidity. So your home really is your castle. It's your design. It's your zen.
I love some of the unique elements about this whole project and these homes. Tell us about some of the unique luxury features that come with some of these homes that you can add to them for yourself.
So Mystic, first and foremost, is an energy company. As I said, we are a science project. We always evolve in the areas of energy and technology. So we have created in these spaces living walls, living windows. I could literally transform you anywhere in the world, anywhere outside of the world. I could put you in outer space if I want to. I could put you on the deck of the Starship Enterprise.
I love it.
Yeah, anywhere. So they're also filmed on 8K. They go 24 hours.
Wow.
So they match your time zone. So you could be in the mountains for breakfast, and you could sit there till the sun goes down. So once you're inside the home, you're literally transformative to anywhere. You want to be on Lake Como, you could be on Lake Como. You want to sit in the Caribbean and have a Corona, you could be sitting in the Caribbean and having a Corona. Your windows are actually not real. They're all LED or they're all digital. And because you as a human being see it 4K, and because the resolution of our walls and windows exceed 4K, your brain tells you what you're looking at is real. And you're really sitting at the top of the world.
This is incredible. I love these special elements to this. As far as prices go, you know, and affordability, is this affordable for most people? Is this something where you start small and you build it, you know, as you go?
So our homes, we have designed homes that will survive anything, that will survive earthquakes, that will survive hurricanes, that will survive tsunamis. We're selling in 20 different countries right now, all with their own unique Mother Nature problems, environmental issues. We have designed the homes to be stainless steel. They're galvanized, they're hot poured construction. So at the end of the day, they form a solid piece. They can withstand, as I said, almost anything and everything. The reason why we have done that is, at least structurally wise, one size will fit all. Now you talk about price, because we build in a customized robotic factory. As long as we have our product run, you're talking about literally, I don't know, anywhere from 25% of the cost of building in the United States to 50% of the cost of the United States for a product far superior than anything you're getting in the United States. As a matter of fact, I feel bad for, I mean, I can tell you how I got into all this, but since the vast majority of people in the United States do not travel, 60% of the United States citizens don't even have a passport, and far less have gone into the eastern portion of the world. Most Americans don't even realize that everything that is being done in the United States is substandard. There is no competition. There is no race. The products, the material, the customizations, the techniques, the modulations, the robotic use, it's all superior. And I am trying to bring that here.
Yeah, Craig, we could definitely use some structures here that will last the test of time. You see so many of those older homes that have lasted for a couple of centuries, and now it sounds like we're kind of moving into this new era of home building. It's very exciting.
Right now, the United States and the Western world is building the same way they built 7 years ago: wood and plaster. That's it.
Yeah.
Wood, plaster, and some rock. And I've taken all that away. The
Craig?
elements. Yeah.
Thank you so much. We're out of time. We got to wrap up. This is great stuff. For more information, here's where you can head to. Visit mystic.enterprises for more information on these incredible homes. We'll also post this interview on our website, dailyflashshow.com.
From the biggest pop culture moments to the stories you'll be sending to the group chat, El Flash Latino brings the energy, the attitude, and the saber every single time.
Saludos a todos, yo soy Gisela Bouvier.
Y yo soy Fabián Marcano y le damos la bienvenida a El Flash Latino.
With Fabian and Gisela serving up laughs, hot takes, and pure personality, you never know what they'll say next in whichever language comes out first.
Pero we're in Spanish. Yo soy Isis. There, from
Jump into the show that celebrates culture, comedy, and all things Spanglish. El Flash Latino.
Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. We got some trending stories here to share with you. It looks like actress Jennifer Esposito, she's revealed that she was actually forced to move from her home she mortgaged to get her movie Fresh Kills all across the finish line. The 52-year-old revealed that she took out a mortgage on her property back in 2024 after she spent 15 years trying to get the movie made. Esposito confessed in a recent Instagram post that she is suffering the consequences after putting her home on the line for her passion project. Sad to see that. I think investors will tell you, never invest your own money. Like, you know, you get investors.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easier said than done, but
Yeah.
nobody else believes in it, which she said she did. Then, you know, and that was the risk that she took, and it's unfortunate
Yeah,
she
and
lost her
this
home.
was a project that she wrote, directed, and starred in. So really, it was all on her, and it's a huge risk to take. To put your house, mortgage your home for
scary,
something like that.
right?
It's very scary. The thing that bothers me, and I don't know if this is her case, is when they start asking you for money and start a GoFundMe, a campaign to help, you know, to help save her home.
There's new angel films. You know, that's
Yes.
getting more and more popular, where people are donating money to make to studios to actually make
the
good
movie.
money. Yeah.
And that seems like that might have been a better way for her to go, or to do a GoFundMe to help her make the movie. But now,
Beforehand, yeah.
yeah, beforehand. And again, I don't know if this is the case in her situation, if she's asking for help and for people to contribute to a GoFundMe campaign to help save her home. But I think it's really hard when you see celebrities take to GoFundMe and ask for financial help because you're living this beautifully privileged life and you can't manage your money
Right.
and you're making millions and millions of dollars, compared to the rest of us. So how am I supposed to feel bad for you and contribute to a GoFundMe campaign? I don't know.
I think when you look at businesses, let's say you wanted to start a restaurant.
Yeah.
Let's say, would people give you money? Okay, well, I'll give you money. They're going to start this restaurant. And that's what a movie is a business. I mean, we look at it as art by all means, which there had been. I had not heard of it as much as of late, but I remember there was a time where people would go, you give us money, we'll put you as a producer. Or you get to be an extra on, on the thing. And, that's a creative way to bring people in, but it also kind of, well, you're whoring out your program of what you're going to do. Is it going to stay to the integrity of what you want? And usually that's not the case when you get so many people that want to roll and they just bought their role to get there.
It's a gamble. There are so many movies that come out every year that nobody ever hears about, and there are just a handful that actually make headlines, that make a lot of money. So it is a big risk, and you've got to take a risk if you want it to pay off. It might not. It might completely fail.
And the other way around, you could put no money into something and it makes all kinds of money.
That's the thing that's crazy. Muhammad Ali once joked that he should be a postage stamp because that's the only way he would ever get licked. Well, now the three-time heavyweight champ's joke is becoming a reality.
Oh, cool.
Ali being honored with a commemorative U.S. postage stamp. Ali died in 2016 at the age of 74 after living with Parkinson's disease for more than 3 decades. His family says having his face on a stamp is a chance to highlight his mission of spreading compassion and connecting with all types of people.
No matter where you think or where your stance is on him, he's an incredible athlete and incredible story altogether, and very controversial as well. But I think most people in history have some kind of controversy attached to them. We have to remember that as well. Speaking of fighters, the gloves are now off when it comes to Floyd Mayweather's former landlords, believe it or not. This happened, and it actually has the boxing legend now being sued for more than $330,000 in unpaid rent and damages. Mayweather rented a luxury duplex back in 2024. The landlords claim, that's something you never hear, luxury duplex. The landlord, right? Like you can have your neighbor on a wall, but it's luxury. The landlords claim that he stopped paying his $100,000 per month rent back in the middle of 2025. Lawsuit also claims that Mayweather fell behind on his 6-figure rent in July. That racked up more than $515,000 in payments owed. According to court documents, Mayweather owes about $340,000 in interest and attorney's fees as well. This is a guy that has had way too much money. Like you would hear about him spending money left and right. He probably, and you have a money guy for that. I'm not going to say he doesn't know about it, but you have somebody that's supposed to pay things. If there's some kind of disagreement, that's just going to make you look bad. It doesn't make your money man look bad, right?
In your wildest dreams, even if you had the money, would you spend $100,000 a month on rent?
Isn't that weird?
Unfathomable to me that somebody would spend that kind of money on rent.
On rent, you think that's how much a modern home, I mean a luxury home in some cities as well.
Put a down payment on a condo, and then at least you've got a real estate investment.
I think the only way that they get around that is that maybe if they get it, they can call that a rent, tax write-off, where maybe either loss or if it's a business, meaning that's where the business. So maybe that's why. I don't know, but he's got plenty of money. That doesn't seem like a whole lot that he needs to go ahead and pay. That's 3 months rent he hasn't paid.
When you see Floyd Mayweather start a GoFundMe account, that's when we have problems.
No GoFundMe here. We have got more of today's talk, tomorrow's trends still to come.
This is Daily Flash with Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Broadcasting worldwide and streaming. Daily Flash. Today's talk, tomorrow's trends.
Hi everybody, I'm Mitch English.
I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash, today's trends, tomorrow's talk. Before we do anything, let's check in with James Alexander. He's got his eye on our stations across the nation, James.
That's right, all 219 stations across this great country of ours and globally through the American Forces Network. Now, you can find out where we are in your neck of the woods by going to dailyflashshow.com and clicking on where to watch, and let's hitting us up on all our socials, okay? So, our local friend today comes all the way from Nebraska. Lincoln, Nebraska. KAJS-TV in Lincoln, Nebraska. And there's a few facts in Lincoln that
Tell me about it, man.
I thought was a little interesting. It was originally called Lancaster before being renamed for Abraham Lincoln in 1867.
Wow.
So it was Lancaster, Nebraska. No, Lincoln, Nebraska. All right.
Burt Lancaster is actually named after.
That's not true. The University of Nebraska's Memorial Stadium once held more people than the town of Lincoln. Wow. It's home to the world's largest roller skate, a 15-foot tall art piece.
It's an art piece.
I love all these like really interesting roadside.
Why the roller skate? I don't get it.
Roller skate. I don't know.
I don't get it.
The world's largest thermometer is outside of Baker, California.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because.
Shout out to
the answer is because.
Because.
Oh, really? Okay.
Just, that's it. Plain.
Well,
The
shout
answer's
out to the
always
Cornhuskers. There you go.
Cornhuskers.
And we love our friends there in Nebraska. James, I got here at the table, I think this probably, you're the only one this really kind of pertains to it. I also like to kind of get the control room, especially the ladies in the control room. When would you say, and I want this because we are in a new age, when would you say is the best time to, it used to be a phone call, but text after you go out on your first date? When is the best time to text back? After you kiss, or you said goodnight after the date. When do you text back?
Sometimes.
If it's gone well.
Sometimes.
Or
if you have interest.
Okay, if you have interest.
Have interest in that. I think of Swingers.
Yeah.
In the movie Swingers, when John Favreau. Oh my gosh, it's awesome.
Gosh.
Oh, God.
So what would you say? How many? We'll go hours, or when should you text back?
Man, I'm usually getting breakfast the next morning, so I mean, I don't know.
Oh, James. Let's say you didn't make the date too long.
No,
What
honestly, right after I would check to make sure that she made it home safely.
Oh, I love that.
Okay.
Yes.
Then the next day, sometime like midday, I would say,
Late
it's like it was
Yeah.
great having dinner with you.
Yes.
Maybe if you free
you're
again, then
interested,
let's do it again.
Let's
Let's
do
go
it
somewhere
more
else
next time.
So
what about? I'd like to. When you were in the dating world,
Yes, yeah,
when would you accept? When would you think that you would get a text?
Well, I like James's approach. It's always nice to know, like, hey, you want to make sure you got home okay or got inside okay, and it's nice to know that whether the date went well or it didn't, and then I think the following day in the afternoon is a nice call because then it's not too much.
So
rushed, yeah.
I always, when I was dating a few years back, that I would tell them, hey, would you mind just give me a text on your way home or when you get home, so I know you make it home. I wouldn't text her.
Oh,
I would say I would make her
that's
because then I had her number. And
Yeah.
then, that's okay. We already had her number. So I want to know, like in the control room, ladies in the control room, we got Isabella and Brooke there. Is the next day okay? We can't see Brooke there, but raise your hand. Is the next day okay to receive texts?
Next day?
Next day, up.
Ladies?
Oh no!
Thumbs up or thumbs down? How about that? We'll do that.
Like a
Brooke's
couple,
a player. She's like, don't ever do it.
a couple,
All right.
a couple hours later?
A couple hours. Well,
Brooke's
all right. New study out says the best time to text after a first date is the next morning. 12 hours at least. If you look needy, if you are too fast.
Yeah, that's
If you wait
Okay.
too long, you look like you ghosted them as
Yeah.
well. Waiting 2 days and you text somebody, you're probably not going to contact
I'm
them.
already on to the fifth date.
So guys and girls, you're going to get your best response if you wait until the next morning.
Okay.
And then she can
All right.
think things, and she sobers up. We got more, more flash.
You're watching Daily Flash. Time now for The Scene with Doreen.
Today on The Scene with Doreen, I get to sit down with one of Hollywood's most well-known and beloved actresses, Morgan Fairchild. For over 5 decades, she has redefined Hollywood stereotypes, and she has proven that she's not just a pretty face. She's back on CBS Daytime, and she has a brand new podcast. I can't wait to dig in. Check it out.
Hey, I have a little riddle for you.
All right.
What has multiple orgasms and hums?
I give up.
Born and raised young girl, Dallas, Texas. It is so hard to believe that you were shy and introverted.
Oh, very shy and introverted. Incapacitatingly, probably. My mom decided that my sister and I should have acting classes to bring me out. My sister would be all excited and I would be throwing up in the bathroom. One Saturday morning, my mother was reading the paper and she called us into the bedroom and said, "The Junior Players Guild is having auditions today." And my sister says, "I want to audition." And, then I knew if I didn't go audition, I'd get yelled at all the way home. So I always say I have a career today because my fear of the stage was second only to my fear of my mother.
Jenna, surely you know. Is Bobby the father? I never said he was. Is he?
So you moved to New York to pursue your dream. You're sitting in the Eileen Ford modeling agency and poof, a soap star is born?
I'm sitting there waiting to talk to Eileen Ford and my little portfolio in my lap. And this lovely gentleman walks by and he says, "Who are you? What are you doing here?" And I said, "I'm Morgan Fairchild. I'm waiting to see Miss Ford." And he said, "Well, I'm Jean Barraquette. Come in my office and talk to me." He said, "Okay, here's another field we're trying to break into. It's these soap operas." So I go over and I audition and they don't hire me. But like 3 days later, they call back and say, "We really liked her. We have somebody that's only been on the show 6 weeks and it's not working out. And so we want Morgan to come in and do that."
By the way, isn't Morgan Fairchild in your movie?
Yeah, she sure is. You know her?
Know her. I'm married to her.
You became such a pop culture icon that even Jon Lovitz pretended to be married to you on Saturday Night Live.
I didn't usually stay up to watch Saturday Night Live. I was asleep. The glamorous life of a TV star. If I stayed up late and tried to watch it, he didn't do it. So finally then, everybody goes on hiatus for the summer. They come back in the fall. He's still doing it. So I thought, okay, I got to get this guy. So I called up his agent and I got his home phone number. So I called him and I said, "Hi, John, it's Morgan Fairchild." And he said, "God, you sound like Morgan Fairchild." I said, "Because it is, John. It's Morgan Fairchild." He said, "Oh, God, are you mad?" And I said, "No, I'm not mad at all." So we got to be friends on the phone. We got to be friends. And he called up one time. He said, "Oh, I got to tell you, but I hope you don't be mad." I said, "John, what?" And he says, "Well, I was doing stand-up this weekend, and I said I slept with you." And I said, "John, it's okay. I don't think they believed you."
And this is our new podcast, Two Bitches from Texas.
You recently launched your podcast, Two Bitches from Texas. You get to do this with your sister, and I get to say bitches. I'm happy. Thank you.
You're trying to come up with a name, and everything is either too bland or too cutesy or too something. And finally, I just said, guys, it's just two bitches from Texas sitting around talking about how to save the world.
And now you're back on The Bold and the Beautiful.
We did one day, Jim J. Bullock and I are kind of a team on it. Brad Bell was so sweet, and he came down and said, "Would you guys do more?" We shot another couple of episodes that haven't aired yet. I mean, that's always the most important thing in this industry is you got to make a living and you got to have fun.
Visit morganfairchild.com. Tune into The Bold and the Beautiful on CBS and Paramount Plus. Check out her new podcast, Two Bitches from Texas, and just stay connected to everything that is the amazingly wonderful Morgan Fairchild. And if you want to hear more of our incredible conversation, visit here. I'm Doreen Taylor with The Scene with Doreen here at the Daily Flash each week. See you next time.
Spring is here. Time for quick home makeovers. Lifestyle and design expert Kelly Edwards has the latest tips.
Well, spring is the perfect time to refresh your home with color, and today I am joined by Rust-Oleum, who is doing their Color Watch 2026. What this means is it highlights the trending shades that are inspiring the DIY projects this year. You want to think about balanced optimism, colors that promote relaxation but give us those pops of energy. Now, the color of the year is Satin Lagoon, which is this beautiful blue, which could be perfect outdoors or indoors to give it more of a modern and elevated look. Now, obviously, if you're a big DIYer like me, you might want to go for their low odor spray paint. Now, this is amazing because it's water-based, so it has 40% less odor, dries quickly, no recoat window, faster and easier projects. Now, if you're working outdoors, you might want to consider their Stops Rust. Now, this is great for planter boxes, railings, mailboxes, anything that gets hit by the elements, but you could also use it indoors on desks and dressers. They also have their 5-in-1 version, which gives you 5 spray outlets on one dial, so it allows you to do those intricate projects, giving you more control, and you go to Rust-Oleum.com. Now, if you want to be comfortable in your space, today I am joined with the Cheetah Tracy Nursery Recliner. Now, this is great. It's not just for a nursery, it's for anyone who wants to work or relax at home. It's comfortable. It has 2 seatless, multiple fabric options. It is comfortable, smooth, and quiet. It has a 270-degree swivel, gentle gliding motion, and power recline at the touch of a button. It also has lumbar support, so you can sit for long periods. Now, obviously, this was made for moms and babies, but it's perfect for just about anybody. They also have a Green Guard Gold certified, so it's made with CertiPure US foam, compliant wood materials, and UL certified electronics. So you can be confident in quality here. Go to cheetah.living.com, use the promo code SPRING40, and you get $40 off your next purchase. Now, if you're going outside and you're considering a new deck, you definitely want to think about maintenance. Now, traditional wood decks require a lot of upkeep, but composite decking like Trex is low maintenance and lasts for decades. It's made from 95% recycled materials, still looks like real wood, nature-inspired colors, durable, won't crack, splinter, and never needs to be sanded or sealed. You just basically clean with soap and water. 100% submersible, so it's great with docks, decks, and poolside spaces. You go to Trex.com. Now, if you have an elevated deck and you want to double your space, you actually might want to add a system called the Trex Rain Escape. Now, this system diverts the water away from the deck, keeping the area beneath the surface completely dry, gives you more usable space for relaxing, entertaining, and you can safely run gas, electrical lines, power lights, ceiling fans, and appliances. The underdeck space will function like any other room in your home. You just go to TrexRainEscape.com for more information about that.
April is National Pest Management Month. Dr. Michael Bentley joins us with a spring pest prevention checklist.
Thanks, Mitch. I'm coming to you here from the kitchen, the hub of the home, where food brings us all together. And unfortunately for us, it's also where it brings pests together too. So thinking through some prevention tips for the kitchen, first and foremost, let's talk about food spills. Clean those up as soon as they happen. And also be mindful of how we're storing leftovers and other resources, making sure they're stored in tight, airtight sealed containers. And we can't think about spring cleaning without talking about decluttering a space. Clutter is a pest's best friend, so make sure that we're decluttering and reorganizing those closets, attic spaces, and garages, other areas where we have way too many things packed into those very tight spaces. Lastly, schedule that pest inspection. This is a perfect time of year to be working with your pest professional to schedule that pest inspection to make sure that they can come out and identify those conducive conditions and resolve them as quickly as possible. For more information and tips just like this, visit pestworld.org.
Think a scam won't happen to you? A new report from AARP reveals why even the most cautious consumers are now in the crosshairs of high-tech fraud. Check it out.
A staggering 103 million Americans have already experienced fraud. Kathy Stokes, Senior Director of Fraud Prevention Programs with the AARP Fraud Watch Network, says new data shows we are more at risk than we think.
Our latest study found that while most people believe fraud can happen to anyone, many everyday behaviors continue to leave people vulnerable, like answering calls from unknown numbers or responding to random texts. As these schemes become more sophisticated, it's becoming harder for even the most cautious consumers to spot a scam.
While the threat is growing, Stokes says simple, practical steps can help protect your financial security.
It starts with recognizing the tactics scammers commonly use, like requests for payment by gift card or cryptocurrency. You can also protect yourself by using a password manager, ensuring you're using strong privacy settings on social media accounts, and shredding sensitive information.
To learn more, visit aarp.org/local fraud events. That's aarp.org/local fraud events.
Let's jump into some trending stories. A 73-year-old grandma who practiced 40 years of celibacy is now opening up her life as an escort. Oh. Not a joke. Caroline V. swore by a life of prayer and celibacy until a sexual awakening at 57 turned her life around. She then became an escort in 2017. It all started when she dated her first, joined her first dating site. After meeting someone who introduced her to the idea of swinging, she was told that she would make money as an escort. V, now known as Busty Granny, earns thousands of dollars every month. The good news is, Guys, you're in bed by 8:45. Her safe word is arthritis. And she'll even blow out your Christmas birthday candles.
Oh my goodness!
So there's a lot there. Listen, there's people that want it. She said she opened up her sexual understanding, and she's taking it for every ounce that is offered to her.
I'm just gonna let you go and go.
She'll rock your world in a rocking chair. Do you want more? I got plenty more.
The blue light special.
Yes, see, that's what I'm saying.
You'll be eating dinner early, which is really great for all of us.
I think it's a great, and then you're in bed real early.
Yeah, exactly. Think of the sleep and the rest you'll get. Right. Oh, boy.
So think about that.
Yes.
And if you move too fast, she'll tell you to slow down, which is, well, she'll do that anything. Altogether.
Apparently, she's not into the whole OnlyFans thing.
Oh, I don't think so.
But I think that there's probably something along the lines of her generation on OnlyFans that people are attracted to.
There are probably younger guys that would like to be with maybe a senior citizen. Who knows?
So there's like the Oedipus complex for, and then there's another one. But is there a granny or grandpa complex?
And there's not.
Freud missed.
And you know that they're going through it because the walk of shame, they have a cane the whole time. It's a slow. There's lots of them going. And God bless her, she came out and said, "This is what I do. This is what I am."
I love it. She's feeling great. She's like, I'm whatever age and I don't care anymore.
This is Tim. Tim is all about time, and if you've ever had a chance to look into Tim's cold, dead eyes, you'll see that it's time for you to follow us on social media. Sure, there's 10,000 social sites out there, and we don't have the time to name them all. Seriously, just ask Tim. So take the time to look for Daily Flash TV on your favorite social sites, and start following us. That's all the time, Tim. Goodbye. This is Tim. Tim is all about time, and if you've ever had a chance to look into Tim's cold, dead eyes, you'll see that it's time for you to follow us on social media. Sure, there's 10,000 social sites out there, and we don't have the time to name them all. Seriously, just ask Tim. So take the time to look for Daily Flash TV on your favorite social sites, and start following us. That's all the time, Tim. Goodbye.
Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. We always want to leave you on a high note, so that's why we want to tell you something good.
Okay, so picture this. It's a beautiful day at the beach in England, last April.
Okay.
69-year-old Brenda Ogden walking along the shoreline, enjoying the water, feeling free, but then a strong wave comes crashing in.
Oh, indeed, and it knocks her off balance, and just in seconds, her prosthetic leg swept out to sea.
Oh,
it happened.
My goodness. Well, this was a big deal because this was a custom titanium blade-style leg she'd waited more than a year to get. She'd only had it for about a week, and it gave her the confidence to walk on sand and move through water again.
And search teams wanted to get involved, and boy, they looked, and friends looked. People checked the shoreline for days, but after a while, everyone thought, well, that leg, it's gone for good.
Fast forward 10 months later. 10 months later, a woman is walking along a different part of the coast, about 14 miles away, when she spots something stuck between the rocks. Yep, you guessed it. It was Brenda's leg. A little weathered, salty, but still intact. When Brenda got the call, she said she was over the moon after nearly a year of thinking she'd lost her expensive new freedom.
And this is the best part. I love this. She said it felt like the sea was giving her a gift back.
Aww.
Sometimes, you actually think about it, we think things are lost forever. All it does is just need time to find their way home. So keep that in mind.
That's right. And if that doesn't make you smile, I mean, I don't know what will.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is something good.
We love leaving you with those stories. And if you have a great one, we definitely want to share it with the world. Why don't you drop us an email at flash@dailyflashshow.com. You can even send an article to us of maybe something that inspired you that somebody had done.
Oh, yeah. We'd love to hear from you.
Certainly.
I mean, it's one of those things where we like to end on a good note, and that's a great note to end on. Something positive, something feel good.
That's what we're about here at Daily Flash. And if you want to check us out anytime, anywhere you're at, got internet access to, check out our website. It's dailyflashshow.com.
Even if you have rabbit ears, I bet you could find us.
You probably could find us.
Some way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Somewhere
That does
along.
it for us. Be good, everybody.
Y'all take care. We'll see you when we look at you. Bye-bye.